and welcome back to my channel. I'm still recovering it from the dead, but if you're watching this, then congratulations. Today's video was originally supposed to be about my dad's birthday and going on this trip to Santa Cruz and just this kind of crazy weekend I had. But that was over a month ago. I went on this trip thinking it was gonna be an amazing time. I planned this like weekend trip with my boyfriend. It's kind of a place that means a lot to both of us, and so I kind of wanted to document the whole journey. Really, the whole reason we went was to get stuff out of our storage unit, which we were paying for almost a year. Don't do what we did. But I didn't really get much footage. One reason was because of COVID and not really seeing friends and being limited on what we could actually do there. The main reason was it wasn't as fun as I thought it was gonna be. I guess going back up and getting everything out of the storage unit and just driving past like West Cliff and all the places I used to live, like it was really emotional, and I kind of felt like I was like mourning something and mourning like my college self and my past self. For the lack of footage and for like old time's sake, I guess I want to talk about Santa Cruz and just kind of share what my life was like back then. So if you're not familiar with Santa Cruz, which I know you're not, it's a tiny beach town. I probably should explain this before, but it's in California. It feels like it's Northern California, but it's really like Central California. It's kind of unique because it's right by the beach, but it's also right near the redwood forest. So the campus was like on a hill, and then the downtown area was like at the bottom of the hill, and the beach was like right next to the downtown. So taking you back to 2015, that's when I started at UC Santa Cruz. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I honestly chose this school because I wanted to stay in California, but I wanted to get out of Los Angeles, and Santa Cruz was such a beautiful town. I just liked the atmosphere a lot, so I chose to go there. That first month of being in college was just so surreal because I was that kid that was like afraid to go to college. Like I was so nervous to leave my house, to like make new friends, and I went to this like school where I knew no one, and I was very, very nervous. The whole summer leading up to like the move-in date, I was a mess. But then once I got there, it was like a dream. Like I had all these friends, and we were going out to the beach and going into the woods and just like frolicking around this beautiful campus, and it was just amazing. Like it was everything I wanted college to be. I did lose some of those friends as the year went on, but then I got close to like a smaller group, and I found people that I really liked, and I found a place I belonged, and it was just a really good time being in the dorms and just the whole experience. Like I loved it. And then I don't know, each year was a little bit different, a little bit more challenging, a little bit less like romantic. My sophomore year, I moved into an apartment on campus, and things changed a little bit because I was further away from all my friends from my dorm. It was just like harder to stay in touch with people when everyone was like scattering. My sophomore year was also when one of my best friends had to leave school, and it was really hard to like say goodbye to her and to like clean up her room, and she had to leave like very suddenly and very fast. That's also when I started working at this movie theater, the Regal Santa Cruz 9. I had no idea applying to this little theater would kind of change my life in another way. Everyone that worked at that movie theater was so nice, and I made so many new friends. Like it was kind of like freshman year all over again, but in my work environment. That theater was also where I met my boyfriend, who I'm still with today, and it's gonna be about 3 years, or at the end of this year we'll have been together for 3 years. And I had no fucking idea that that would happen just because I made the one decision to work. So when I think about my sophomore year, I think about like initial loneliness, and then so much happiness from work, from making new friends, from dating. And it did take me a little bit to find my current boyfriend. There was definitely some ups and downs. I did get my heart broken. I went on dates that weren't well. I went on dates that were really great, but then I couldn't bring myself to take it any further than that. And I found my boyfriend just by complete accident. Like, we were coworkers first and friends for a really long time. Sophomore year was like laying all this groundwork for what was to come my junior year. My junior year was when I lived in my first actual apartment, not on campus, but in the downtown area. I lived right by the beach. I lived on Beach Street, right in front of the Santa Cruz Boardwalk, which is a pretty famous place. It's been in movies like The Lost Boys. Us was filmed there, the Jordan Peele movie. It's got this really great like old boardwalk with like the 5th oldest roller coaster in the country. I lived right above like a pizza parlor and ice cream shop, and I woke up every morning to this view of the ocean, and I would literally just like walk across the street and be at the beach. I felt like I was in a movie. I never had experienced anything like that before. And yeah, and in that apartment, that's kind of also where I like fell in love, I guess. It was a great little first apartment. Not perfect, again. Like I said, there's ups and downs and all of this. Like, there were rats living in the walls, like we'd hear them. It was a great time. Act 4, senior year, was probably the hardest year. Even though I was in a relationship, I still kind of felt lonely. I only had a few people like really close to me, and I was also dealing with graduation and not knowing what I wanted to do with my life, and just a lot of stress around that. When I graduated college, I didn't really know what to do. Because of where I was working, I knew I could support myself if I wanted to stay there, but I chose to leave. When the lease ended, I moved. I didn't know what would happen with my relationship. I didn't know what to do about work. I was dreading moving back to LA and living at my parents' house again, but I felt like I had to. I felt like there are more opportunities here, and even though I love Santa Cruz, it is a small town and I couldn't really grow, and it served me really well for just my college years, and I have like all these great memories, but I couldn't see myself like growing up more than I already had there. So yeah, I moved back to LA, and that brings us to the present day. Even though we're approaching about a year of me being back here, and not much has happened post-graduating, and I could blame coronavirus, but I could also blame myself for not trying hard enough to further my career. I wish I had a happier ending to the story. I wish I had found myself here already, but I haven't. But this video isn't about the present. This is about the past, and like paying tribute to Santa Cruz, and just like compiling all my experiences and my memories into like one unit and presenting it to the internet for whatever reason. I guess I need to put in like a very quick montage because, come on, there's a lot of footage. So yeah, roll the music and artsy videos of the beach.